Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. I'm super excited for today's video. I'm doing a foundation review, as you can tell by the title. Foundation reviews are some of my favorite videos to do just because I'm obsessed with foundations. I don't know what it is, but like complexion products just get me so excited. I could not believe that Maybelline came out with a stick version of the 24-hour Super Stay Full Coverage Foundation. I reviewed this on my channel. I will link it down below if you haven't seen it yet and you're curious. This is an amazing full coverage foundation. So when I saw they were launching the stick version, I flipped out and I went on Amazon. Well, actually I told my husband to go on Amazon and order all 8 shades because they only came out with 8 shades, and I was like, I really want to kind of do a swatch comparison, show you guys, you know, the shade options, and I have them here in front of me, and the shade range is not that impressive. You know, hopefully this is something that does well and that they're able to expand the range in sometime, because I feel like they had a pretty solid range in the Super Stay foundation. So let's just kind of go over like the foundation details. Basically, you're supposed to be able to conceal and contour with these foundation sticks and highlight, so you can kind of apparently do contours. That's why I wanted to try all of the shades or see all the shades in front of me so that I could use it to contour and see how that works. They have a sponge on one side, which I don't know. We will try it out, but I don't know. Doesn't really look like a tool that I would personally use, but we will definitely try it to see how it works. I think it's kind of funny because the directions for this foundation on Amazon say, directions: apply foundation stick onto skin and blend with fingertips. Why did they include the sponge if that's the instructions? I don't know. Okay, on Amazon, these were $9.98. If you're wondering price, I feel like Walmart and Amazon were the same price when I looked online. They didn't have these available at my Walmart when I checked, so that's why I did get them on Amazon. They may be in your Walmart, so check there. I don't know when they're going to be in stores, but I know they will be eventually. There are 0.25 ounces in this, which is not that much product, but I'm thinking that maybe a little goes a long way. Like, look how little product that is. However, there are also 0.25 ounces in the Hourglass Vanish Stick Foundation. So maybe that's like a stick foundation thing. Maybe that's the, you know, normal amount that are in stick foundations. We will see how this goes. If a little goes a long way, then I totally get it. Maybe that is gonna be fine and I'll be able to kind of, you know, use it for a long period of time if a little goes a long way. Should we swatch? I'm gonna start off with this shade right here. This is Porcelain 110. Ta-da! There's that. There's a lot. There's like 4 shades in the 100 range, and 4 shades, or 1 shade in the 200s, and then 3 in the 300s. I'll show you. Okay, so next we are swatching 112 Natural Ivory. Then we have 120. Ooh, that's like pretty dark though. We have 130 Buff Beige. There's the first 4. They're actually, as I swatched them, there's actually more diverse than I thought they were going to be. They look pretty similar in the tubes, but once you swatch them, they kind of swatch a little darker than what you expect. This one that I just swatched is 220 Natural Beige. Next, we'll do 312 Golden, which is a very golden shade. Then Toffee, which is number 330, which looks like that. And Mocha, which is the deepest shade, 360. So there are all 8 foundations. Again, once they're swatched, they're a little more diverse than what they look like in the bottles. I will say though, there are not that many deeper tones, okay? There's a lot of medium tones. I'm concerned even for myself over here that this is going to be too light and this is going to be too dark, so I might even have to mix a couple, which might be the case for a lot of people. But hopefully that helps you guys. This one actually looks like a great shade for contouring, so I might try to use this one or this one to contour, and this actually might have to be my foundation shade. Please excuse my little thumb. I went to a movie and I picked my nail polish off because I didn't eat snacks, and I just sat there and took my nail polish off. So anyway, hopefully you guys found that visual swatch helpful if you're wondering which shade might match you best if you're gonna shop online, because I know that's where I got it. I think one thing that I noticed is like, it seems like the shades are a little bit different than the other Maybelline foundations. I don't know, like this one might be the exact same. I'm the shade 112 Natural Ivory, so I think I might try that one out first. Should we use a primer? Yeah, I forgot. Okay. Alright, so I went and grabbed my Maybelline Master Prime Hydrate and Smooth Primer. It's a Maybelline day, so I thought I would use my favorite drugstore primer. I'm just going to take a little bit of this and go ahead and apply it all over the skin. I don't have my brows on yet and it's driving me crazy, but I'm going to be filming a tutorial after I put the foundation on, and I have a brow product that I need to try out, so that's why I don't have brows. Ugh. All right, let us swatch this on my face really quickly. I think that this one's going to be a great match for me. Let me just blend it down. Yeah. Let's try this out, you guys. I'm just going to go ahead and draw 2 lines down my face. I don't really know how much of this to use. Should we try to use the sponge that it comes with? Okay, I'm gonna try to apply it with this sponge first. Okay, it's not bad, but I just feel like it's gonna take me a while. So as you can see, it blended out the foundation perfectly fine. I just personally like to use like a brush and then I like to go in with the sponge after. So I'm gonna take my IT Cosmetics foundation brush and we're gonna go ahead and blend this out. It seems to be blending really, really nicely, and the coverage also seems to be really, really similar to the liquid version. So a very full coverage, which I love. I love full coverage foundations. So I'm just gonna go ahead and buff that all over the skin, blending down the neck. Then I'm gonna take my sponge and just kind of press over that because I'm noticing it's kind of looking like it's sitting on top of the skin. So that is one layer of the foundation. The coverage again is really, really nice. Let me look up close in this mirror. Ooh, I like how it looks up close. Whoops. It's really, really nice. Obviously, I've got some crazy blemishes that are peeking through, but these are, I mean, this is just, no foundation could cover this guy today. But as far as like evening out my skin tone and everything, I think it looks really, really nice. I have high hopes for this foundation, guys, because I love how this one performs. So I'm hoping that this one will be just as good. The shade looks great for me. Let's try to build up a little bit more coverage over the areas that I need it. I'm gonna have to maybe use a different concealer for that one over there. But since it says, you know, you can use it to highlight, contour, conceal, whatever, we're gonna put that to the test. So I'm actually gonna go ahead and just blend that right in with the sponge versus using the brush first, just so we can really focus the product in the areas where I need that coverage. All right, so should we attempt to use this for under eye highlight and like highlighting and contouring the face? I think we should. I'm gonna go ahead and use the number 110 Porcelain shade and let's kind of like see what happens. I'm gonna be using this under the eyes, obviously down the center of the nose. Now a little bit does go a long way, so that might even be too much, I don't know. Let's blend it out with the sponge because it seems to actually blend out really nicely with the sponge. I never use foundation sticks to highlight and contour. I always just have like concealers, but so far this is actually blending out really nicely and looks pretty good. So who knows, it could be a really good option. All right, so now that we have that blended out, it actually doesn't look too bad as a concealer. It's a little bit like heavy, I feel, for under my eyes, but we're trying it out for this video. So let's go ahead and contour. Okay, I think it was this shade that looked like it would be nice as a contour. So I'm gonna go ahead and put a little bit around the outside of my face. I'm not gonna do nose yet. A little bit along the jawline. And I'm gonna be blending this out with a brush first, just to see how that looks, and then we can kind of pat it in with the sponge. But the nice thing about this, I guess, is that it's all the same formula. So it's gonna blend over the foundation really nicely because it is the foundation, you know what I mean? You don't have like competing formulas at all. So I actually feel like that's looking really, really nice. I'm gonna use this shade 130 for the sides of my nose, just because it's slightly lighter. I'm gonna put some of that under my lip as well. But since that is a little bit lighter, I'm thinking it might look a little more natural to contour my nose with. So I'm just gonna go ahead and blend that out. I'm just gonna go over everything once with my sponge. I didn't add anything to the sponge. Just want to make sure it's all nice and blended. I added the shade Caramel just up in this area here. It had a little bit more definition, just a little bit, and I'm blending it out really well. All right, you guys, so what do you think about our complexion? I feel like the coverage is really good, and the contour and highlight situation worked really well. I feel like it all blended together really nicely. So far, so good. I am happy with the coverage and the finish. My eyebrows, I miss them so much. So we are going to do a wear test today. It's a little bit later in the day. I feel like I always do this for foundation reviews, but I do stay up pretty late, so I'm going to try to wear it as long as possible. So far, so good. I am excited to see how this foundation wears. If it's anything like this one, this might be a really great drugstore stick foundation because I have yet to find one that I really like. A stick foundation, that is. So yeah, I'll be right back and we will do our check-in. See you soon. Alright you guys, I am back. I had just finished filming this tutorial, so if you guys are interested, keep your eyes peeled for it next week. It's a little bit late, okay? It's a little bit late. It's 5:35 p.m., but I am going to try to wear this as long as possible. I don't know if they claim that this lasts 24 hours like they claimed this one. I don't think there's an hour. I don't know if there's a claim. Let me actually look online and see. They say it's up to 24 hours. Girl, I'm not gonna be wearing this for 24 hours, but we will definitely see how it wears, and I will be checking in with you guys at the end of the night. For most foundation videos, I try to use kind of like the same products or like classic cult favorite products so that I know how it works with foundation. So I use the Laura Mercier translucent powder. I tend to use this with a lot of foundation reviews because I kind of know how it works. And then I did set the skin today with the Urban Decay All Nighter Setting Spray. I know a lot of people are like kind of iffy about whether you should set a foundation with powder or spray to test it, but like honestly, I do not wear a foundation unless it is set with powder or spray or both. So this is the best way that I can tell you guys how it wears, and this is like more realistic for me personally to be able to kind of give you a full opinion on it. So that's why I did that. I didn't do my 3-step set because that was a little bit too extra, but I did do a really nice setting spray, which is this one right here, one of my favorites of all time. So far so good. Everything applied really nicely on top. I did add a bronzer on top of like the contour underneath. Yeah, I'm just gonna go about my day, maybe go to Ulta, run some errands, you know what I mean? And I will see you guys tonight for a check-in. Bye. Alright you guys, so I am back to do my check-in. It is currently 12:45 in the evening. Told you guys I stayed up late. We actually just got back from a late showing of The Incredibles 2. Has anybody seen that? Comment down below if you have. Let me know what you thought because I personally really liked it. So let's talk about foundation though. Like, I'm telling you guys, this is on my face still. It looks a little bit more dewy in like the forehead area. It's very similar, if not exactly the same, to how this one wears, which is the liquid version of the foundation. I was kind of expecting it to be like the similar thing, but this is kind of like the same thing, which is good. I really love the formula of this, so the fact that it's in a stick version is absolutely great. One thing I really like about this foundation is the coverage stays for hours and hours and hours. So let's see, how many hours did I wear that? If I checked it around like 5:30, 7 hours, over 7 hours. Pretty good. The thing that I've noticed with this foundation, and I think I would recommend it with the stick version as well, is the fact that it does kind of get shiny on me throughout the day. I don't know. It claims to be like something that's really mattifying and has oil control, but I haven't personally found that, so I do tend to blot when I wear this foundation. So that's just one thing to kind of keep in mind, to maybe bring some blotting sheets if you guys have a similar skin type to mine, or if you notice the same kind of thing happening with the liquid foundation, definitely keep that in mind with the stick foundation. I used it as concealer today, you guys know that, and I absolutely love the coverage. I will say when you look up close, it looks a little heavy under the eyes, so I probably wouldn't use it as a concealer in the future just because of that, but it worked really well, lasted really long. I felt like it also worked really nicely as a contour. It just kind of depends on what you want personally. Like if you want to buy 3 different shades to highlight, contour, and use as foundation, you totally can. Obviously they function really well that way, but I personally think that I would just use one shade as just like a foundation. I really love that this formula is in a stick form. It's so awesome, and I think this is the best drugstore stick foundation that I have yet to find. I think that it's really awesome. You guys know I've tried quite a few. The most recent one I believe was from Flower Beauty, and that just didn't seem to work for my skin. This one really does. I loved how it applied. As far as packaging goes, I kind of wish that they didn't even have the sponge on the end and that they put maybe more product in the container instead. I don't know. But honestly, this was a really impressive foundation. I really loved how it wore, and everything that wore on top of the foundation seemed to stick to it really nicely. The only areas that look a little funny to me are around my nose, which by this time of day, that's usually the area that goes a little crazy. The thing I'm really impressed about is how little it settled into my smile lines. Usually it looks a little bit more weird than this, so that's a plus for sure. Everywhere else looks really awesome, I feel like. Let's see what we could do with a little touch-up. I'm gonna use I need to get a new one of these. You guys know I totally cracked the lid. It's the Rimmel Stay Matte Translucent Powder, so say I was just going to touch up right now for some reason, like if I had somewhere else to go right now, which I don't. I just need to go to bed. I just want to kind of see how well this would kind of touch up. I don't care if the sides of my face are a little bit dewy. It's usually the center that bugs me most. When I did that, it actually looks a little funny in the T-zone area. It's looking a little splotchy, but you know, everywhere else looks fine. That's actually really interesting. I wonder why it looks so splotchy. Maybe my skin's dry. So that is what it would look like if I were to touch it up right now. I feel like for shade range, you know, it could be better. However, you guys saw when I swatched it, it seemed to fit a larger shade range than what I thought, if that makes sense. Like there weren't as many similar shades as I thought there were after I swatched them. So you may find a match, but 8 shades still is very limited, no matter what colors they are. You know, it's still a very limited shade range, so I wish they would expand the shade range. Formula is great. Packaging is pretty great besides the sponge that I personally won't use. I think this is an awesome stick foundation option for the drugstore. So if you guys are in need of one, this is a great one. I would definitely recommend. But anyways, that completes this video, you guys. Let me know in the comments below if you have tried this foundation and what you think. Let me know if it works for your skin type or if it doesn't, and then tell me what your skin type is so that we can all kind of help each other out in the comments. Also, let me know if there's any other foundations that you guys would love for me to review. I may or may not have just purchased the ColourPop No Filter foundation. So as soon as that arrives, I will be doing a review on that. But if there's something else that I don't know about that you guys are really wanting to kind of hear more about or see what I think about it, let me know what foundation that is in the comments below, and I will definitely add it to my to try foundation list. That's it, you guys. I love you all so much. If you haven't joined the family yet, please do so by hitting the subscribe button. And if you guys have already subscribed but you want to be notified every time I post, click on the bell after you subscribe and you will be notified. Oh, it's late. Just click on the bell to be part of the notification squad, okay? And then you will be notified every time I post a video on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays, and so you won't miss out and you can be one of the first people to watch my videos. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I will see you all in my next video. Love you. Bye!